Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sitaram Rao sir, respected Professor Ganta Chakrapani sir, Director Academic, respected Register, Professor Avian Reddy sir, respected Dr. Yakaya, today resource person, and my colleagues, friends, and other members, a very good evening to all. The Faculty of Education started an education forum on 5th September 2022. Is Vidya Vignana Vedika. In this regarding, the faculty organized a national webinar series on action research perspectives, possibilities, and prospects. I request to Professor Mary Sunanda introduce to the webinar theme. Three of you.
Good afternoon to you all. The theme, my job is for today is to introduce the theme already done by, say, action research, perspectives, possibilities, and prospects. క్రియాత్మక పరిశోధన, దృక్కోణాలు, అవకాశాలు. Before the resource person gives his elaborate presentation on this topic, let me say a few words about the platform Vidya Vignana Vedika. Vidya Vignana Vedika is an indigenous platform started by our university exclusively for education. Of course, it is there for all the faculties. So in this regard, we started a program as a series, beginning to the series. In year 2022 on September 5th, the topic is Gandhi Concept in Education in the Context of NEP 2020. In this webinar, Dr. W.G. Prasanna Kumar Garu and Nagasuri Venugopal Garu, All India Radio Retired Director, participated. Okay, and as a series continuation, in the year 2023, December 22, we also had a program on inclusive education with special reference to gender equality, Dr. Sudharani Alamanda. Okay, then this particular webinar was also designed in the year 2023 December, but due to some other unforeseen circumstances, we put off. Now we are organizing this. The topic is action research, perspectives, possibilities, and prospects. See what, and let me take 2 seconds to talk about this. We have so many researches, basic and pure research and academic research, but action research takes us back. What comes to your mind when you talk about action research? It is the research done with the action perspective, action in hand. Okay, so like for the very what you call genuine irregularities in the classroom, to solve such behavioral problems of the students, to improve the teaching of the teachers, and also to improve the attendance, to bring so many modifications in the school, action research was planned and like it is taken into consideration. Of course, resource person Dr. Podbuganti Yakaya Garu is here to give the elaborate information. He is from Neelam Sanjeev Reddy College of Education, Associate Professor. So it is my now job to, just like that, action research is there, and there are certain things like what you call project method, problem solving method, and other methods. In all these things, what similarities we see? We see only the steps, like there are steps in action research, there are steps in problem solving method, project method, etc. So how action research is different, how it is unscientific and scientific in nature, and how things need to be done to be carried out, how it is useful for teachers and academicians, researchers, etc. Are supposed to be dealt by the Yakaya Garu, and we are here to listen about it. And now give the chance to the, let us have some other program on the agenda. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Sunandaji. Action research has the power to bridge these differences in the learning environment, where a teacher can reflect on the classroom strategies and create an exciting growth-oriented environment, replacing the routine process and avoiding stagnation. Action research is not just a magical cure, but a strategic scientific method bringing transformation in all that ails education. Action research is a dynamic process where teachers find continuous opportunities to improve their educational practices. In this process, teachers analyze and understand the student needs in a better way through interaction, reflect it, and enhance their professional development. This approach also empower the teachers in resolving the problems such as access, enrollment, retention, and learning, and helps in achieving the educational goals, envisaged by the nation. Before deliver the lecture, Dr. Dayakar will introduce to today's resource person, Dr. Yakaya sir, to all the distinguished guests. Please, Dayakar, introduce to resource person.
Good afternoon to all. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce our esteemed resource person for today's webinar, Dr. P. Yakaya Garu, currently working as an associate professor, NSR College of Education. So, Dr. P. Yakaya Garu, as a teacher educator and researcher, authored several books to cater to the needs of pre-service and in-service teachers, contributed material for facilitating prospective graduates and student teachers to get selected and successfully completing teacher education courses. He has authored books for supporting student teachers and teacher aspirants to prepare for teacher recruitment test and teacher eligibility test. He has presented more than 100 live TV lessons for pre-service and in-service teachers, delivered more than 100 guest lectures, presentations as a resource person, paper presenter, chairperson, etc. He has conducted research projects from classroom-based action research to state and national level research involved in guiding PhD, MPhil, and MEd students. As a research supervisor of the students from Usmania University, Kakatiya University, Indira Gandhi National Open University, Shatavahana University, etc. He has contributed to several universities and national institutions as resource person, examiner, both theory and practicals, including viva voce of MEd dissertations. His experience in administrative aspects includes assistant coordinator for National Institute of Open Schooling, IGNOU, and Usmania University in service teacher education courses, college level officer for All India Survey on Higher Education, college guidance, and counseling center coordinator, facilitator for professional training and recruiting agencies. He also served as NCTE visiting team member, probationary officer of state elections, and prepared professional improvement program for in-service teachers, which are being implemented in pilot testing basis with the pre-service and in-service teachers. Dr. P. Yakaya areas of academic interest include education psychology, inclusive education, teacher education, and research in education. At recent emerging interest in ICT in education, teacher educator by profession, and passionate to empower all learners with special reference to those who prefer to choose teaching career. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dayakar garu. In fact, I forgot many of things that I have done. I don't know. Thank you so much. Almost like you are reading the brief biography of it.
Thank you so much, Dayakar. Introduced to resource person, Dr. Yakar, sir. It's a familiar for us. Sir, I request you to start the lecture, sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am. And Professor Chandrakal garu, Professor Sunani garu, and Sunanda madam, Uma madam, and all other my friends and colleagues. Coming to B.R. Ambedkar Open University is almost like it's coming home. Right? There are 2-3 institutions where we feel like when I go to AMS, I tell them I work in NSR and AMS is I'm a guest faculty. Right? So like that is one of the university because we have been associated in preparing their curriculum, preparing their manuals. And even apart from education department, when you are extending your services to psychology department, and also we work there and we have been striving, now still upcoming 4 years curriculum is coming up the other side and still we are there in the 2 years what to do, all things are going on. And probably this is the foundation for action research. You propose something, implement, see how it's working, it's not working.
Yeah.
If it's working, what's the results? If it's not working, why it's not working? Right? I hope we can go bilingual also, right?
Yeah.
So many other aspirants also from Telugu states.
Yes.
Kabatti action research.
You can use
Charyatmaka.
both media, sir,
Yeah.
Telugu and English also.
Charyatmaka Parishodhana,
That's awesome.
action research is what it proposes. Do you have some observation about which you are curious to know further? Or do you have a problem at hand on day-to-day basis which you come across, you wanted to study the problem and also to solve the problem? So that's where the genesis or the beginning of action research comes. But sir, as a teacher, I'm preoccupied with my teaching learning process. As administrator, I'm preoccupied with responsibilities. No doubt it's true. That's the reason we have a wing called research institutions. But if you give your problem to them, by the time they conduct the research, submit to the appropriate authority, and that has its own process, and then it comes. And by the time the report comes, your problem is over and you are facing with another problem. So then how? Or on the other hand, your typical research will study based on the sample or experimental basis, something related to a wide population. That may suit, may not suit. It's an open fact for all of us, the teaching aids helps in teaching learning process. But majority of my classroom children are facing visually challenged. And the teaching aids I talk about is visual based. And they are in a way hindrance. Now, if I have to give this problem to somebody, no, if you want what is the latest technology or the teaching aids for whole visually challenged, I will study and let you know. But if it is very peculiar with your classroom, what can I do? So therefore, there's a context where the teacher himself or herself, the administrator himself or herself, for that matter, the person who is facing the challenge, facing that problem day in and out, as a part of his official duties or responsibilities, take up it as a research project, observe it, plan certain things to implement, that's we call act, and then reflect on that. Does it work? Didn't work? What it is? So as we have named the title for this particular session, Action Research, Perspectives, Challenges and Prospects. So let's see what is the perspective. Many consider action research is a research meant for problem solving. No doubt action research involves problem solving, but it's not limited to only problem solving. If on the way to my college, my vehicle gives a problem and I solve, I can't say today I did my action research on my car. Or if one of your student hadn't done homework and you call him and ask him what is the reason, he says, sir, I didn't understand that. Then you explain it and you go and he'll do the homework. Problem is solved. But that simply you can't call action research. So therefore, action research, no doubt, is problem solving oriented, but by the person who faces the problem, at least for a significant period of time, and is important and significant enough to deal with that for his classroom teaching learning process or his administrative responsibilities to go normally. Now, for example, as a teacher in 1998, when I was working in a school, I found a problem, something called absenteeism. We are all familiar with, right? And after COVID, particularly people got used to the live sessions like this, the phenomena has multiply increased. Maybe for two reasons. They lost the habit of physically attending. Or second thing, when you have alternatives, earlier there is no alternative. If I have to learn, I have to go to college or school. Of course, you are an exception being an open university, doorstep education being one of the objectives. But otherwise, the typical educational setup is meant where child has to come and only learn. But now the opportunities are open. Why should I only go to class? Hey, you have to come to because I'm going to give homework. Sir, why don't you WhatsApp it, right? Okay, why don't you WhatsApp it? Hey, homework, I'll WhatsApp it, but you will miss the classwork, na? No problem, sir. I'll ask my classmate to share this. So many things are there, but at least thanks. I'm talking about 1998, a typical remote village in Warangal district, Vardhanapet Mandal, Bandavatapuram. Absenteeism. When I asked the child, hey, why you didn't come yesterday? Sir, you know, my father asked me to come to field to help him. వాళ్ళ నానే అన్ని పొలం దగ్గర వచ్చి పని చేయరా అన్నాడు కాబట్టి వాడు రాలేదు. ఇప్పుడు నేనేం చేయాలి? ఏం చేయడానికి లేదు. You have nothing to do. It's okay, but next time don't go because for you study is important. Naturally, we as a teacher has a tendency to advise our students first. I said, yes, but after 3-4 days, the same phenomenon. And these 3-4 days, by the way, is not gap for me. If not this child, the other child, another child. Somebody or the other is missing, and when anybody asks, my mother said, my father said, my family member said this. So what to do? Then I told the whole class, okay, fine. మీ మమ్మీ కానీ డాడీ కానీ మీ బ్రదర్స్ సిస్టర్స్ ఎవరైనా అర్జెంట్ పని ఉందంటే మీరు పోండి, నేను వద్దానను. కానీ వాళ్ళు వచ్చి నాకు ఒక మాట చెప్పి మిమ్మల్ని తీసుకొని పోవాలా. పొద్దున లేసావా నువ్వు స్ట్రైట్గా బ్యాగ్ తీసుకొని స్కూల్కి వచ్చేయి. మమ్మీ కానీ డాడీ కానీ ఇంట్లో ఎవరైనా కానీ నువ్వు ఈ రోజు పోవద్దురా రా అని అంటే నేను వస్తా, కానీ నువ్వు అక్కడికి వచ్చి మా సార్ని అడిగి తీసుకొని వెళ్ళు. And then what happened? There are parents who received well and there are parents who argued also. సో మాకేం పనులు లేవా, మా పొలం ఇటు కాదు, మా పొలం అటు, మేము ఇటు వచ్చి పిల్లలు తీసుకొని మిమ్మల్ని పర్మిషన్ అడిగి పోవాలా ఒక్కరోజు కోసం అంతే. సో దేర్ ఐ గాట్ ఎ హింట్ ఫ్రమ్ అ పేరెంట్, ఒక్కరోజు కోసం. ఏమండి మీరు ఒక్కరోజు అన్నారు కదా, ఇప్పుడు ఈ నెలలో ఎన్ని రోజులు మీ పిల్లలు ఎక్కడ సార్ ఇవ్వాలి నేను రమ్మన్నా, ఒక్కరోజు కోసమే మీరు ఇట్లా మాట్లాడారంట. సో యూ కాల్ ద చైల్డ్, ఈ నెలలో ఎన్నిసార్లు అబ్సెంట్ అయ్యారు? 5-6 times, sir. And the parents are shocked. Where is this 5-6 times? I didn't ask him. And then I told the parent, this is what is happening. Gap between you and me is being utilized by your child in the other way around. If you want to continue that, you continue the same practice. But if you don't want that to happen, please take this initiative. మీరు రండి, రాలేకపోతే మీ పక్కింటి వాళ్ళతో కానీ ఆ పక్కింటి వాళ్ళతో ఒక కాగితం మీద రాసి సో నేను తండ్రిని పలాని పిల్లవాడికి ఈరోజు మా పొలంలో పనులు ఏరుతున్నారు కాబట్టి మా పిల్లవాడిని వెంట తీసుకెళ్తున్నాను కాబట్టి ఈరోజు సెలవు పరిగణించగలరు, రాసి పంపించే, నో ప్రాబ్లం. అది కూడా ఇంకో మనిషిని పక్కింటి మనిషిని కూడా పంపక్కర్లేదు. మీ పక్కింటి పిల్లోడు ఆ పక్కింటి పిల్లోడు వస్తున్నారు కదా, వాడి చేతికి స్లిప్ ఇచ్చి పంపించే. అండ్ దెన్ బిలీవ్ మీ, almost 70 to 80% drastically it has come down. I'm a teacher. facing a problem called absenteeism, observed it, noted a few things, and then enacted on it, and have seen. Still another 10-20% always will be there, including we teachers also will become absent now and then, of course, with permission. All right. So that's the natural phenomena. What I want to say there is a trivial thing if you take, no, 5%, 1%, 2% are absent, I want to do action research on them. No, you are only doing action, no research. Problem is significant enough and you have something within your purview where you can do again. The person is facing the problem is doing, and the person himself, herself is in a position or responsibility to do the required intervention. కాబట్టి యాక్షన్ రీసెర్చ్ లో చేసే వ్యక్తి ఎవరైతే సమస్యను ఎదుర్కొన్నారో అతను పరిశోధన చేస్తాడు. ఆ పరిశోధనాంశాన్ని దేనైతే ఎంపిక చేసుకొని పరిశోధన కొనసాగింపదలిచాడో అందులో తీసుకోదగిన చర్యలు అతని పరిధిలో ఉన్నాయి. సార్ మరి ఆల్వేస్ టీచర్ పరిధిలో అన్ని ఉండవు కదా, అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? రైట్. సో దెన్ ఐల్ కమ్ ఫర్ ద సెకండ్ ఛాలెంజ్. Days have passed, almost 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, and the next academic year, I have found another problem. I was a class teacher for 7th class initially because I'm the only school assistant there after HM. They gave me, it's a UPS, by the way. So they gave me the 7th class teacher. But on certain day, I happened to go to 2nd class. ఎవరైనా టీచర్ లేకపోతే మన ఆటోమేటిక్గా పంపించేస్తారు కదా. సో వెళ్ళి చూసాను, చాలా ఇబ్బందికరంగా ఉన్నాయి వాళ్ళ హ్యాండ్ రైటింగ్. ఎవరు కాదు కదా, ఆ పిల్లోడు కూడా చదవడం కష్టం. అది అరే వీళ్ళు ఇలా ఉన్నాయేంటి అని అంటిల్ దెన్ మ్యాథ్స్ చూసాను తప్ప మిగతా సబ్జెక్ట్స్ చూడలేదు. వీళ్ళు ఇలా ఉన్నాయని దెన్ 6th 7th వచ్చి చూస్తే కూడా వాళ్ళ తెలుగు, హిందీ, ఇంగ్లీష్ కూడా ఎక్సెప్ట్ ఎ ఫ్యూ చిల్డ్రన్ క్లాస్లో 70 to 80% ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ నాట్ అట్లీస్ట్ మోడరేట్ యాక్సెప్టబుల్ క్వాలిటీ ఆర్ ఆఫ్ హ్యాండ్ రైటింగ్. అరే ఇట్లా ఉంటాయి ఎట్లా? దెన్ వాట్ టు డూ? దెన్ ఐ థాట్ it's already 6-7 children. Next year the 7th class will go by, the next year 6th will go. If I take some action research before my action is complete, their schooling will be over and they'll go off. At any moment, I may be get transferred from this, but no post is a permanent. Then it's okay. But within the limited period, what else I can do, I will do. But what I wanted to start my initiative at 2nd class. Now, 2nd class is not my class. Only occasionally I'll go to 2nd class. What to do? Then I went to, is in the purview of HM. So I asked the HM, sir, please give me a 2nd class teacher. And then he asked, what is your interest? So I wanted to improve their handwriting. Because it's so below the acceptable range. I want to improve their handwriting. If I have the class teacher every day, definitely I'll be going. And also in addition, as you all know, we are teachers, class teacher is the one, especially primary and high school level, will be more intimacy, more regular basis, they'll be interacting. So I wanted this and I have explained him, then what are you going to do? I have explained what my action research plan is. And then he agreed and he has assigned. And then I started the first day, okay, you all bring your copywriting notes. And there was it, but somebody wish they will bring, somebody don't wish, no. So then when I wanted, my first intervention is copywriting. You make the children regularly write the copywriting, then it will come. So if they have to write, earlier practice there is the copywriting notes, you turn the pages and see, child only writing the first line and he is copying the same line up till the bottom of. Then what is he is copying? Whatever the mistakes he has done in the first line, he is copying the same mistake 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times. So now this is it. So let me write the first line. But by the time I write all the first lines of all the class children, bell is rang. So when you take action research, think that it's not a child's play. You will have challenges. So then what to do? Then again, I informed the HM stating that this is what is happening, but I don't want to give up. Now I want the help of 6th and 7th children. Some children in 6th and 7th are able to write properly. So for them, what I want to give an assignment is during the recess interval or lunch break, immediately you should move from 6th to 7th class to your 2nd class. You have an in-charge child, catch hold and write one line in this. And I taught this how to write. Compulsory, if it is Telugu, 2 lines, English, 4 lines. I taught these children in a couple of days. They could pick up and they were doing this job. Things were going on. I'm so happy about my action is happening and the research results will come. And suddenly, one fine day, one parent was entering the school with a loud shouting noise, stating that ఇక్కడ పిల్లలకు పాఠాలు చెప్పుకుంటే పంతులు ఏం చేస్తున్నట్టు. If the children teaches to the other children, now what you teachers are doing? Logical question, right?
Yes.
So listening to that, I just went and received him and said, "Sir, Randi, we will talk to HM." No, first you tell me who is that teacher? Well, it is me. అందుకే నా మీరు అంత కూల్గా మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. అట్లెట్లా సార్ మీరు చేయాల్సిన పని పిల్లలతో చేపించేస్తే ఎట్లా అవుతుంది? సరే సార్ పర్వాలేదు రండి, కమ్ విల్ గో అండ్ హ్యావ్ ఎ టాక్. అండ్ దేర్ ఐ టోల్డ్ హిమ్ దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ మై ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఇస్, దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ మై ఇంటెన్షన్ ఇస్. So I hope you will understand and cooperate with us. Then he logically argued another thing. కరెక్టే సార్, 6th 7th పిల్లలు రాస్తేనే వాళ్ళ హ్యాండ్ రైటింగ్ బాగుపడితే మీరు రాస్తే ఇంకా బాగుపడుతుంది కదా. He is also logically correct. So then I just thought for a while and a thought flash have come in my mind. Then I said, true sir, what you said. But these days, printed books are available for handwriting. Now in the coming parent-teacher meeting, we will propose this. You as a parent has to support and convince the other parents to purchase the printed books. And then things will be over. And then I said, "Sare sir, meeku etla veelaithe atla cheseseyandi." And then he goes. So therefore, when you take up an action research, the challenges will come, not necessarily only from outside like this. The very problem itself poses challenges sometimes. Time is another challenge. Who among us doesn't have interest to do an action research on our own problem to solve it? Definitely. But the problem is, this is going to be additional problem to the existing problems. Time is a constraint, resources another constraint, documentation another constraint, permissions another constraint. It's true. But they will be there. That's a practical reality. You have to raise above it and then go ahead. Right. So therefore, for today, I have coined an abbreviation, PEN, PEN. We are all familiar with this. So your action research is, P stands for your problem. Identify it, define it, and then have an action plan. E stands for execution. So act it, execute it, evaluate it, and then this method is not working, then you go for a new method. And then we all know the cycle, how it goes. You first identify, then plan, then execute, then evaluate, and the results are not satisfactory. Again, replan. Then it goes as such. New plan, new action. So P for problem, E for execute, N for new steps. It could be repetition, it could be new problem, it could be new initiative, and so on and so forth. Right, so I'll just pause if any of you have either from the viewers or from learned colleagues present here. So anything else that comes as far as the perspectives or the challenges, I would like to take a couple of them, discuss, and then go the prospects. Do we receive any participants ask a question? Now you can now you can enable participants to enable.
If you have any questions,
Yes.
you can.
Now, viewers, if you have any questions so far, what I have spoke or what something you wanted to ask about action research or its perspectives or challenges,
Dear students,
please ask. Yes, ma'am.
Not only students, colleagues also
Yeah.
in study centers, programs,
Yes.
program centers, they joined here.
All right.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
You have?
Actually,
Okay.
No, it is clear.
Vittal, somebody by name Vittal, would you like to ask a question?
సార్ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్
Good evening, Andy. Chapandi. Vittal
సార్
garu.
సార్ యాక్షన్ రీసెర్చ్ చాలా మంచి టాపిక్ సార్ ఇది మాకు రీసెర్చ్ సంబంధించి
Okay.
ఇప్పుడు స్లో లెర్నర్స్ సంబంధించి దీన్ని ఎలా మేము ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ చేయాలి సార్ దీని గురించి కొంచెం
తప్పకుండా విఠల్ గారు ఇప్పుడు పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే
సార్
now the classroom reality is we don't have a slow learners at all, we have only learners.
Yes, sir.
But reality is, yes, some learners will learn slow, some learners will learn a bit fast, some learners will not learn in spite of repetition. And if you want to consider the example I have given this writing, they are all by and large they are slow learners in writing. They are
Okay,
slow
sir.
learners in learning a language. They are
Yes,
slow
sir.
learners in learning a mathematics.
Yes,
So
sir.
therefore, what I just wanted to put across just to address that is, I was trying to stress on a point is, now we are in the inclusive education. So therefore, we have individual learners, unique learners, no slow learners,
Okay, sir.
no creative learners. All right. But
Okay.
yes, classroom reality, some children face challenges in learning, some children are slow in learning. Then identify those slow learners and interact with them. Were they recently became like that, or for a long time they are like that? And you will get some hints, some information from them. If they are long time with you or with your school, if we don't know, the other teachers know, interact with those teachers. Or any health issues do they have, interact with the parents. Or ask the parent to bring in that medical reports if should they have any. And then, because otherwise, by and large, we all are on that normal curve. But only particularly, suppose, the other day I just went to a park in the morning walk. A parent is trying to forcefully get his child to hold to the body while he is swinging in the park. And the child age is about 4.5 to 6 years. Normally 4.5, 6 years child is supposed to, daddy నేను ఊగుతా ఉయ్యాలనాలా, అలాంటిది పోయి వాళ్ళ ఫాదర్ బలంతంగా పట్టుకొని ఊపుతుంటే వీడేమో భయపడుతున్నాడు, ఏడుస్తున్నాడు. And then I observed in 1 or 2 rounds of my walking, and then I realized, oh, it's not normal phenomena, there is something. Out of curiosity, even the whole park was observing, I went there and asked him, asked the father, okay, ఎందుకు ఆయనకి ఇష్టం లేదా, doesn't he like swing? He said, yes, sir, not that he doesn't like, he has some behavioral problem, and a doctor told him. The moment he used the word behavioral problem, I understood that, okay, which doctor you have? So doctor, what's the problem, he said. I said, some behavioral problem. I told him, yeah, it's some behavioral problem. Most probably, as per my guess, there is something characteristic called ADHD or autism. But I don't say your child is this kind. But before we do any intervention, if you balantanga upado adana edavadame jarugutadi, danikanna mundu, why don't you go to hospital, rule out. And we have there in Hyderabad we have Nilofar Hospital, famous for this children. You go there and get back, come back with the reports, and what further needs to be done, I will help you. So that's the reason we need to observe closely. Every day we are observing our students. But the moment you say somebody is learning a bit slow, somebody is facing some challenges in learning, now we need to observe it closely, the first step. And then you will get. Really, we don't understand, nothing wrong. These days, we don't have anything dearth for resources. Idavarkedo manaku telisina nalugure resources. Now, these days, we are living in WhatsApp University or YouTube University or Google Mata. And there is nothing you can't get this. Otherwise, we have our colleagues, our experts, or the people, or the forums like this. We can discuss and then go ahead.
So, what it comes to my mind, sir, just to add something.
Yeah, please.
Like when you have penned something like an abbreviation PEN, that stands for Problem Execution New Steps. Just like sir experimented of coming out with new abbreviations, in the same manner, The old concept of the gifted children, backward children, and slow children should be forgotten. Now a new thing should come up, inclusiveness, and bringing the slow to either to a different category, and then further proceed.
Yeah. Right. Not that point is we don't label them. For our professional discussion, we do use it. No problem. Even today in the book, literature, research, terminology exists. Nothing an offense. Not in a other manner we are saying. We develop that orientation, and also gradually other society members and other people tend to follow. Right. Hope Vital Garu, I could address you to some extent. Yeah. Anybody else? Anything? Would you like to ask on this? Action research?
Sir,
Yeah.
pen, P and pen abbreviation completely.
Yeah. P for problem.
Yes, sir.
E for execution.
E for
Execution. 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 Then నిర్వహించడం, అమలు పరచడం.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And then N for new strategies or new steps.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, Andy. All right. By the way, that's not a standard abbreviation, just came to my mind. And
It's not
but
standard,
we can use it,
yeah.
right? All right.
It differs for different people.
That's it. This is how I help my students, as you said.
Yes.
There are some slow learners in the sense. Normally, somewhere in research or otherwise, we'll have 6 steps, 8 steps, 10 steps.
Yes.
And when this new theory called your structure of intelligence, Guilford have come some 10, 15 years back, first time introduced. Until then, we were popular with 2 factor, 3 factor, multi-factor, group factor. Anywhere 3, 4, 5, 6 are the maximum is the 7 factor theory or the group factor theory by 3rd step. So how to remember that was a challenge. And in DSC kind of competitive exams, he will give 4, which of the following does not belongs to group factor theory. And then I said PV Narasimha for Social Welfare Ministry, PVNR SWM.
Yes.
P for perceptual, V for verbal, N for numerical, R for reasoning, S for spatial, W for word fluency, and M for memory.
Memory, yes.
Just 7.
Yes.
Later on, he has revised it. And then the thinking is given 8th factor as inductive, deductive reasoning. The reasoning divided into 2.
Yes.
And then after 2-3 years, when it has come into force, and I have added that ID.
Okay.
Insider. The P.V. Narasimha has wrote the book that's called Insider, inductive, deductive.
Yes.
This is where the teacher has to play the difficulty of the child. Know that. What is the difficulty? Not that he is a slow learner.
Yes.
He needs some hint. He faced some problem in remembering that. How to remember that? And similarly, when the Guilford structure of intelligence theory came, is you have 4 contents, 5 operations, and 6 products. So there also I prepared abbreviation and give to my students. It's there in my book. So therefore, come out somewhere. But not again because Yake sir said abbreviations for every chapter, every topic, 1 abbreviation. No. Again, that's it. Use and misuse of mnemonic techniques. Use appropriately, use sparingly, use contextually. Think first. Think what your child needs. What is the problem? Yes, child is facing problem. What is the problem? What can be done? What can be done there? సమస్య ఏంటి? ఆ సమస్యలో మనం ఏం చేయగలము? గవర్నమెంట్ మనిషికో ట్యాబ్ ఇస్తే బాగుండు, బాగానే ఉండు, ఎవరు వద్దన్నారు. కానీ అది అన్నట్టు కావాలి. మనిషికో టీవీ ఇవ్వమంటే ఇమీడియట్గా స్కీములు వస్తాయి. బట్ మనిషికి ఒక ఇదన్నా అనుకోండి. అట్లా మన గవర్నమెంట్ని కూడా యూ కాంట్ బ్లేమ్. దే హ్యావ్ దేర్ ప్రయారిటీస్ అండ్ ఛాలెంజెస్. మనిషికో ట్యాబ్ ఇస్తాం స్కూల్ పిల్లలకు, మరి రేపు ఎవడు పోయి ఓటేస్తాడు చెప్పండి? The parents. So therefore, ఇంటికి ఒక టీవీ అంటే scheme possible, viable scheme. Government has its own objectives, its own challenges. So now action research comes in there. Teacher, our best resource, can do what in a given context within the probable challenges and limitations. So we have another 15 minutes. I don't have a big agenda in my mind today to transact an action research, but otherwise, if you just Google it, the PPT you want, steps you want, problems you want, challenge, everything will come. right? As a classroom teacher, I am before you to interact and to share the experiences. So I invite the participants, if you have done something like action research and you would like to share, more happy, we would like to listen to that.
So for instance, if a teacher identifies a student with ADHD,
Yeah.
what initiatives she can take?
All right. So for example, if it appears like ADHD, first thing is, let's not call he is a child with ADHD. Point number one. You note for yourself and observe a little more, because is it instantaneous, continuous? The hyperactivity persists and continuous is a problem. But otherwise, now and then, it's okay, even we become hyperactive. When our children ask chocolate, when they are suffering from cold and cough, even we become hyperactive, right? So therefore, observe him for a little closer, a little longer, and feels like, then ask them, I just wanted to talk to your parent. Would you like to call him? Interact with the parent. How is at home? Teacher, ఏం చెప్పాలి తట్టుకోలేకనే మీ దగ్గరికి పంపాం. That's okay. That's okay. Is there anything wrong? Because the moment parent comes, they suspect, is anything wrong? Why teacher called me? Okay. ఎవరిని పిలవలేదు, నన్నే పిలిచారు, మా పిల్లోడి గురించే పిలిచారంటే anything. No, nothing wrong with your child. Don't tell parent also. He seems he is hyperactive ADHD. I also noticed, like you noticed at home, some different behavior, slightly so. If we leave this can become a problem. So let us work together.
We can give awareness.
That's where, if you send a notice on 15th August, all parents must come, I'm going to give awareness on ADHD. No. My teacher can ADHD unte hospital చూయించుకోమను అంటాడు కదా. No, this is how
you achieve the educational goals.
Yes.
And then we will evaluate to that.
So then when you invite, no, which parent will not be interested to be partnered with the teacher for the benefit of their child?
Yes.
Other constraints are నిజమే, కానీ నేను ఆల్రెడీ వర్క్ పోతే తప్ప నాకు పని అవ్వదు, లేదా రేపు ఇది ఉంది. ఇట్స్ ఓకే, రేపు చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఇది టుమారో, డే ఆఫ్టర్ టుమారో. Why don't you visit hospital and consult a doctor? Get him assessed. Please come with those reports. If you can't come, send with your child. That's okay. And then if it is within the reachable range, we do it. Otherwise, we sought the help of the other specialties are there, behavior therapists are there. We'll take the help of them. No wonder Samagra Shiksha and other schemes, even government is giving such services. We tell them, we inform this child address, and the persons also will go to home. There is a home-based service also. Of course, every school is supposed to have a counselor and a multidisciplinary team at least. In future may come. Recently, there was an announcement, 294 special educators recruitment. So until then, but definitely at this stage, somebody may get a doubt, sir, annitiki teacher ena, pratidhaniki teacher ena. That's how you look from two angles. One thing, pratidhaniki cheapuga teacher e dorikadu, oka angle to see. Second thing is, ఏ విషయంలో అయినా టీచర్ని నమ్ముతున్నారు. ఎర్స్ట్వైల్ టీచర్ ఈజ్ ఎ లాయర్. ఊళ్ళో ఎవడు గొడవ పెట్టుకున్నా పంతులు ఇంటికి పోయి పంచాయతీ చేసుకుని వచ్చేవాళ్ళు. ఎర్స్ట్వైల్ టీచర్స్ ఆర్ ద డాక్టర్స్. ఎవరికి బాగలేకపోయినా ఆయుర్వేద వైద్యం చేసింది మనం టీచర్లు. భార్యాభర్త గొడవ పెట్టుకున్నా, లేదా ఈ ఇంటోడు ఆ ఇంటోడు అప్పు తీసుకున్నా, therefore we said Guru Brahma, Guru Maheshwara, Guru Vishnu. So that's our tradition. We also as human beings have a limitation. Suddenly 10 parents came on the same day, you can't address. You tell them, I'm very happy you all have come. And but in my observation already I have data or information about this child. The parents of this child I want to interact today. The others take. Can you?
Teacher is a social changer.
That's it.
సార్ నాకు ఒక డౌట్.
చెప్పండి.
ఇప్పుడు ప్రీవియస్ ఆల్సో స్లో లెర్నర్స్ ఉన్నారు, బిహేవియర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. ఎట్ దట్ టైం అంటే ఈ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ డెవలప్ అవ్వకముందు అయితే వాళ్ళకి ఇండ్లలోనే ట్రైనింగ్ ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళు. ఐ మీన్ వాళ్ళలో ప్రాబ్లం ఉన్నా కూడాను పొలం పనులు కానివ్వండి, ఇంటి పనులు కానివ్వండి, అవి చెప్పి వాళ్ళలో కొంచెం మార్పు తీసుకొచ్చారు. బట్ ఈ జనరేషన్ లో కూడా మనం బిహేవియర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి సేమ్ జస్ట్ లైక్ వాళ్ళు ఇంట్లో నేర్పించారు, ఇప్పుడు మనం స్కూల్లో నేర్పిస్తున్నాము. అయితే ఈ ట్రెండ్ లోపల డెవలప్మెంట్ అనేది మనం ఏ విధంగా ఇంకా ముందుకు చూస్తున్నాం అనేది, ఇప్పుడు వీళ్ళలో మనం చూస్తే వొకేషనల్ కోర్స్ అనండి, ఇంట్లో చెప్పే పనులే మనము వాళ్ళకి. ఇప్పుడు ఎంఆర్ చైల్డ్ని తీసుకున్నప్పుడు మనం ఇంట్లో చేసుకున్న పనులను వాళ్ళని నేర్పిస్తున్నాము. మైల్డ్ మోడరేట్ వాళ్ళకు కూడాను ఆల్రెడీ మనకు కుటుంబంలో వాళ్ళు నేర్పించారు ఇంతకు ముందు, కానీ ఆ విషయం బయటికి రాకుండా వాళ్ళ పిల్లల్ని కవర్ చేసుకుంటూ సమాజంలో కలిపారు. కానీ ఇప్పుడు ఈ లేబుల్ అనేది వేసి బయటికి తీసుకొచ్చారు, దానికి యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు. కానీ మనం వాళ్ళకి అప్పుడు నేర్పిస్తున్న పనులే ఇప్పుడు నేర్పిస్తున్నాము. కొత్త ట్రెండ్ లో వాళ్ళకి మనం ఏం చేయగలుగుతున్నాం అంటే నాకు కొంచెం
రైట్. ఒకటి ఏంటంటే ఇంటి దగ్గర నేర్చుకుంటారు, స్కూల్లో మనము నేర్పుతాం. ద ఓన్లీ డిఫరెన్స్ ఈస్ ఇన్ఫార్మల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, ఫార్మల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్. What we provide is a formal training and formal education. What is provided at home or even in the society, neighborhood, is an informal education. And the life's education is a combination of the both. The coordination, cooperation of these both the teams will go ahead.
అంటే నేను అనేది కొత్త ట్రెండ్స్ ని మనం వాళ్ళకి ఎట్లా ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం అనేది నాకు అది కొంచెం ఆ గ్యాప్ ఫిల్ అవ్వట్లేదు సార్.
Okay.
అంటే ఇంట్లో నేర్పిస్తే సామాన్యంగా పిల్లలు ఏం చేస్తారు అంటే ఇంట్లో తల్లిదండ్రులకి కొన్ని విషయాల్లో వినడం అనేది చాలా తక్కువ,
అంటే యాక్షన్
వదిలేస్తారు. చెప్పేది
అనేది నాకు కొంచెం క్లారిటీ.
అదే అక్కడ నేర్చుకోని విషయాలు ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో, వాళ్ళు వదిలేసినవి ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో అక్కడ నుంచి మనం స్టార్ట్ చేయకుండా స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచే స్టార్ట్ చేసి వాళ్ళని మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ అంటే దీస్ పీపుల్స్ లైక్ తొందరగా నేర్చుకునే రకాలు కాదు కాబట్టి, డిజేబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి వాళ్ళని మళ్ళీ మనం రిపీట్ చేసి మళ్ళీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయించాల్సిన అవసరం ఎంతైనా ఉంటుంది. అయితే ఇంటి దగ్గర నేర్పించిన వాటికంటే అక్కడ నేర్పిస్తారు కరెక్టే పేరెంట్స్, దాని తర్వాత కూడా టీచర్ దగ్గరికి వచ్చి కూడా అవి మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ అవుతుంటే వాళ్ళకి నాలెడ్జ్ అనేది పెరగడం ఉంటుంది. అందులో మనం ఇంకా కొత్తవి ఏవైనా అవేర్నెస్ వాళ్ళకి కల్పించామంటే ఇంకా డెవలప్ చేసే అవకాశం కూడా ఉంటుంది. అది చేయాల్సిన పని మన టీచర్ల మీద ఎంతైనా ఉంది. అందరూ టీచర్లు, ట్రైనీ టీచర్స్ అందరూ కూడా ఇలాంటి చిన్న విషయాలు నేర్చుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఎంతైనా ఉంది, దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఎంతైనా ఉంది. ఫర్దర్ హయ్యర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు ఈ చిన్న విషయాలే మనము తెలియని వాళ్ళు చాలా మంది ఉండొచ్చు. రీసెర్చ్ లో మనం ఒకవేళ పెట్టినట్టయితే సార్, that is useful for all those people who are going to research.
All right. ప్రస్తుతం చంద్రకళ మేడం ఎలాగో కాంటెక్స్చువల్ గా మనం సిలబస్ లో పెట్టారని చెప్పారు కాబట్టి పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే నా నాలెడ్జ్ లో 4-year B.Ed కరికులం లో యాక్షన్ రీసెర్చ్ ఈజ్ ఎ టాపిక్. ఇప్పటి వరకు మనకు ఓన్లీ ఎంఎడ్ లేదా ఎంఫిల్ పిహెచ్డిలో మాత్రం ఉండేది. ఆల్రెడీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్డ్. సరే, మన ఉస్మానియా యూనివర్సిటీ ఇంకొక స్టెప్ ముందుకేసి 4 years మనకి ఇప్పట్లో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అయ్యేటట్టు లేదు కాబట్టి ఉన్న 2 year లోనే 4-year కరికులం రివైజ్ చేసి ఆల్రెడీ ఇప్పుడు ఈ అకాడమిక్ ఇయర్ 23-24 అకాడమిక్ ఇయర్ కి వచ్చిన సిలబస్ లో ఆల్రెడీ యాక్షన్ రీసెర్చ్ ఇస్ ఎ టాపిక్. కాబట్టి దే గెట్ ఓరియంటెడ్ అండ్ దే నీడ్ టు గెట్ ఓరియంటెడ్ ఆల్సో. అండ్ ఎనీబడి లిజనింగ్ థింకింగ్ సార్ మేమేం పాపం చేశామని ఇంతకాలం బాగానే ఉంచి మా దగ్గరికి రాగానే ఎంఎడ్లో ఎంఫిల్లో పిహెచ్డిలో ఉండే రీసెర్చ్లు తీసుకొచ్చి పెట్టారు అంటే మీరేం పాపం చేసుకోలేదు, మీరు అదృష్టమే చేసుకున్నారు. ఏమిటి అంటే నౌ ద ట్రెండ్ ఈజ్ ఎర్లియర్ ఓన్లీ పీజీ చేస్తేనే పిహెచ్డికి ఎలిజిబుల్. బట్ నౌ ద కమింగ్ ఇయర్స్ 4 years integrated degree which is called honors are directly eligible to do the PhD. కాబట్టి ఒక్క బిఎడ్ కాదు, రానున్న రోజుల్లో 4 years ఇంటగ్రేటెడ్ గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ కోర్సులో దాదాపు అన్ని కోర్సుల్లో కూడా బేసిక్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ రీసెర్చ్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి ఇంట్రడ్యూస్డ్. అందులో మనం ఒక అడుగు ముందున్నాం. అందులో బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ యూనివర్సిటీ ఇంకా 2-3 అడుగులు ముందుంది. బికాజ్ నాకు గుర్తుండి ఒక 5-6 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం నాగరాజ్ గారు మనం అప్పుడే రాసాం కదా బేసిక్ ఫండమెంటల్స్ ఆఫ్ రీసెర్చ్, మన స్పెషల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ వాళ్ళకి స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ అండ్ బేసిక్స్ ఆఫ్ రీసెర్చ్ అని మెటీరియల్ కూడా రాసి పబ్లిష్ చేసి ఇన్ని సంవత్సరాల నుంచి
ఒక చార్ట్ వచ్చింది సార్.
యా చెప్పండి.
డాక్టర్ అనుపమ మేడం అంతా.
సార్ కెన్ యూ ప్లీజ్ suggest how a teacher can tackle various aggressive behavior of
students at a time in the classroom.
At a time in the classroom. All right. Fine, madam. నేనేం చెప్పినా నార్మల్గా వచ్చే ఫస్ట్ థాట్ ఏంటంటే ఇది చెప్పినంత ఈజీ కాదు. కాబట్టి ఫస్ట్ లెట్ మీ యాక్సెప్ట్ దట్ ఆ ప్రాబ్లం అనేది మల్టిపుల్ పిల్లలు ప్రాబ్లం ఉన్నప్పుడు క్లాస్ రూమ్లో డెఫినెట్గా ఛాలెంజ్. అలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఒకరిద్దరు ఉంటేనే ప్రాబ్లం, బట్ ఇంకా కాస్త ఎక్కువ మంది ఉన్నప్పుడు సీరియస్ ప్రాబ్లమే. బట్ అందులో నేనేమంటానండి, if I were the classroom teacher there, అందులో కూడా డిగ్రీస్ ఉంటాయి కదా. ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్ ప్రాబ్లమాటిక్ చైల్డ్, మోడరేట్ ప్రాబ్లమాటిక్ చైల్డ్, లెస్ ప్రాబ్లమాటిక్, వీడు మార్జిన్లో ఉన్నాడు, కొన్నిసార్లు ప్రాబ్లమాటిక్ వాళ్ళ బిహేవియర్ లాగా ఉంటాడు, కొన్నిసార్లు నార్మల్ వాళ్ళ లాగా ఉంటాడు, బార్డర్ లైన్. I'll start work with this child. Once he fall in line, I'll start with the next level children. Then I'll start with the third level children. No, sir, hit the hard nut అంటారు కదా. అంటే సామెతలు చాలా చెప్తారు కదా, దాని సందర్భాన్ని బట్టి వాడుకోవాలి. ఆలస్య అమృతం విషయం అన్నారు. ఆలస్యం చేయొచ్చా అంటే చేయొచ్చు, కొన్నిసార్లు చెయ్యాలి, చేయకూడదు, నిదానమే ప్రధానం అని కూడా అన్నారు. కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పింది అందరు వినే వాళ్ళందరూ ఇది పాటించండి కాదు. యాక్షన్ రీసెర్చ్ గివ్స్ యూ దట్ నాలెడ్జ్, అవేర్నెస్. మీ క్లాస్కి ఏది వర్క్ అవుతుంది, మీ గ్రూప్కి ఏది సూట్ అవుతుంది, యూ ట్రై వన్, దిస్ నాట్ వర్కింగ్ దిస్ వే, అదర్ వే అరౌండ్ యూ స్టార్ట్.
సో వి రిక్వైర్డ్ స్పాంటేనియస్ టీచింగ్.
ఎస్, కాంటెక్స్చుయల్లీ సమయస్ఫూర్తి ఉపాధ్యాయుడికి ఒక్కించి ఎక్కువ అవసరం. కాబట్టి మీరు అది అడిగారు అంటే యూ హ్యావ్ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ దట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఇస్ ద బిగినింగ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ కాన్షియస్నెస్ అండ్ గో అహెడ్ దట్ వే.
మేడం కూడా ప్రోగ్రామ్ కోఆర్డినేటర్.
ఓకే,
తమిళనాడు ఓపెన్ యూనివర్సిటీ.
ఓకే, డాక్టర్ అనుపమ గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. ఎస్, ఎనీబడి ఎల్స్, అదర్ పార్టిసిపెంట్స్?
Sir, special thanks, sir. Excellent program, sir. Action research.
Vital garu, thank you so much for the acknowledgement. Yeah, Hurin, you were saying something?
Thank you, madam. Also, sir.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, Hurin, go ahead.
Okay, Vital.
We have a
Thank you, madam.
notion of inclusive education. The concept itself is noble, but don't you think it will be challenging, and how to cope up with those challenges?
Yeah, fine. Now it's not just when you have special children. Otherwise, the classroom itself is a challenging these days for teachers. Because earlier teachers కొట్టినా తిట్టినా అరిచినా సరిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడు ఇదేమీ చేయకూడదు, అట్లనే నేను గాలికి డిసిప్లిన్ వదిలేస్తా అంటే కూడా అది కాదు. You should not use a rod, but you should not spare the child. No, so therefore, we need to become more innovative. First, more child-centered, more child understanding. Now tell me, which child today will plan and come to school to make all nonsenses? No, right? ఇవాళ నేను పోతా స్కూల్కి, ఇచ్చం వేసింది, గందరగోళం చేస్తా, ఎంతమంది టీచర్ తిడితే తిడిని, కొడితే కొట్టని అనుకొని ఎవడైనా వస్తాడా? ఎవరు రాడు.
అదే సార్ చెప్తున్నా,
వచ్చిన తర్వాత పోనీ ఎందుకు జరిగింది మరి, పక్కోడు ఏదో అన్నాడు, ఇంకో టీచర్ ఏదో అన్నది, ఆ టీచర్ని ఎదురుగా ఇంకా రెండు తిడుతుంది, కాబట్టి వాడు మనసులో పెట్టుకుని ఆ తర్వాత కొంచెం ఖాళీ టైం దొరికినప్పుడు ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ చేస్తాడు. సో ప్లీజ్ ఐడెంటిఫై వేర్ దిస్ బిహేవియర్ ఇస్ కమింగ్, వేర్ దిస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇస్ కమింగ్. What can I do? What is the right time? What is the appropriate way? Who else can coordinate with me? Because all alone, if you think, again, it's a challenge. Do I able to do for myself, or do I require? I can say simply, yeah, that is an artistic child, you bring him, I'm a school psychologist, I'm a psychology specialist, I'll deal. No, let him go. First rule out. And if they prescribe some medicine, in that case, I tell them, use this for 10 days and then come.
It's the best way to identify, sir. Because this is in itself is a challenge again.
Yeah, having come the context of identifying the children with special needs have come, what I say is, it is the parental observation, then teacher's observation. Even before these two, what is known as the doctor's observation, especially your pediatrician.
Caregiver also is there.
Because, yeah, caregiver, if there is the one. అయితే వీళ్ళందరిలో మెయిన్ రోల్ విల్ సే దీస్ టూ. The parents first, because in developmental milestones, the most common, whatever the differentiableness is, there will be a deviation in the developmental milestones. So that by that time, child is not with us as a teacher, but it's with the parents. But how many parents are trained, oriented for that? No. So therefore, again, it bounces back to the teacher. As a teacher, we have a responsibility to orient the common public and the parents. Then parents has to do the early identification, then the teacher. Along with this, the pediatrician or neonatal specialists. The interesting phenomenon is recently one doctor brought one of her relative with who is facing the intellectual challenges. Surprisingly, the age is 18 years. They are not their own child, their relative's child. I said, it's too late. You doctors must be knowing. We thought some behavioral problem development. Occasionally we visit them. The point I want to stress here is not many doctors are oriented. The moment anybody comes as a doctor, only medication is the problem. Like we sometimes think, if he comes, only education is my responsibility. It doesn't work that way. These children, especially those who face different kinds of differently ableness, require a multidisciplinary approach. So we have to keep that in while working with these children, who all can and need to be coordinated, cooperated along with us. Together, what can we do to the child? Yes, please. Dhanlakshmi garu.
Mute తీసేసే మాట్లాడండి.
Yeah, తీశారు. Dhanlakshmi garu from AJC.
Sir, thank you. Sir, myself Dhanlakshmi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam. Chappandi.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Really, we are lucky to listen your speech on action research, sir, and I am expecting more meetings like this, sir.
Thank you so much, madam. Definitely, the department is committed. Only the matter of time, we do go ahead.
Sir, we are working in a College of Education as we are having little bit of doubts, and if you arrange meetings like this, no, sir, we will get some idea about these things, sir.
Definitely, we'll exchange it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, madam.
Hello.
Yeah, Srivalli garu chappandi. Dr. Srivalli garu.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Good evening, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Fine, thank you so much.
I am from Lalita College earlier, and then I pursued my PhD from Osmania University and postdoc from ICS, sir.
Oh, great.
I came to you. I have come to you for suggestions during my questionnaire for postdoc, and you have helped me a lot. You remember me, sir?
You have to excuse me. I remember your name, but not what you were telling. I can't recollect exactly, but that's nice. People who can work with commitment definitely will visit several resource persons.
Okay, very nice to get interacted once again.
Now I recognize.
Okay,
Video I recognize.
So I switched on my camera.
Yes,
okay. Sir, I moved on from teaching into e-learning. I wanted to give an example from a e-learning perspective as to how action research can be, currently being implemented across different countries.
Most welcome, madam, because these days are the e-learning days, or at least dual mode, right? Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. See, I was working on one of the projects for Middle East, and then they had a problem, especially from a mathematical point of view, where the students did not understand the language well. I mean, they were from Arabic background, but they were not able to communicate, or maybe they are not able to take things from an English point of view. So there was an action research that was implemented and how it took place, and I was a part of that plan. The initial problem was language was one barrier, and because of the language, they were not able to understand the mathematical concepts. So what we did from an e-learning perspective is we have broken down the total, whatever was a chapter that was given for teaching in the class, that was divided into different modules. The modules which had difficulty in understanding, especially where the students are unable to grasp the fundamentals, we have divided them into micro lessons, which are very small, maybe around 6 minutes, to make sure that they have the initial, activating the prior knowledge, just like how we do it in the lesson plans, and then going on to the core concepts. But at the same time, trying to engage them using different interactive scenarios and making sure that they also do some hands-on assessments, so that in the 6 minutes frame, they are, they are fundamentally strong in that particular concept. So this way, we were working on one of the action research, and they also had the problem of language. So we went and we were thinking from which angle, how do we cater to this need? So we were working on a language, from a language point of view, we were thinking that how do we address this issue? For this, we have adapted Common European Framework of References for Languages, CEFR standards, where we have used A1 and A2 levels in order to cater to these needs, where we have used only basic English as a language in order to tell them. Now, suppose if I have to teach a basic division, I will not be using something like a reminder, or maybe I will not use something like a dividend or a divisor. Instead, we go and point to that and say that this is how you are going to divide a number, and this is a reminder that you're going to get through a arrow mark or something like that. Visually we were showing, but we were not saying that this is a reminder, or this is a dividend, or this is a divisor. So from a very basic level, using CEFR standards, we were able to produce close to 400 lessons. If you have anything more to understand, to go into further details now to cater to the special needs of the children, we have used accessibility standards, international standards 508. You must be aware, these US standards, accessibility standards 508, where children with difficulty with visibility, or maybe with audio, we were giving options from different angles, like where the font size can be increased, or maybe closed captioning can be introduced, or maybe the PDF is coming out with a different kind of additional instructions where they are able to cater to these needs.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. I got that. The bite-size content presentation is one intervention in mathematics you have done, I understand. And in the language, visual cues, then more of verbal. And then the special needs, the US standards modalities. So thank you so much. We got that, and looking forward to work in collaboration, because online, that's one, the global village. The conceptual part made a practical possibility. We'll be interacting and we'll be collaborating, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving this opportunity to speak, and it was very enlightening to listen to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, meanwhile, we have another message. Somebody very close there. Can you please read for me?
Thank you. Yes,
I think
action research is an excellent topic. And also explanation is very nice. Especially thanks to Dr. Yakaya sir and Department of Education, to all honorable sirs and madams.
Thank you so much. That's only a compliment. You made our day. Right. Yeah.
So anybody?
Yes. Can we take up one or two more?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right. And then last 1-2 minutes we'll conclude. Yeah, still we have some time. So not because TV studio, we are not constrained. If it is TV studio, by now they would have told 2 zeros. You have to wind up. Wind up. Wind up.
Of course, we can, sir. Please, anybody, please ask.
Yeah. Yeah, you can ask any clarification, or you can share your experiences. You have made some attempt in this area. Most welcome. That's how we learn, through mutual interaction and sharing.
So like a discussion method we can use.
So it would be good if schools implement the initiative of appointing special teacher as well with the regular teacher. That will be a great initiative, and it will facilitate both The students and the teachers are.
No doubt the services of special trained teachers are required, but not as special teachers. We want services of special trained teachers, but not as special teachers. The moment I say this is special teacher of hearing, visual challenge, or mentally, I'm going back to either segregation or integration. Now we are in the era of inclusion. So therefore we require all this team, but we extend the services as supportive services. Regular teacher will deal along with all other children. In addition, that is required. I don't send a visually challenged teacher to class to teach the Braille. No.
Along with the regular teacher, she can be there.
Not like that. One period regular teacher will go, one period the special teacher will go, but this special teacher also deals with all the children.
Yeah. Don't you think co-teaching will help? Like
Definitely, but we are still struggling one teacher for one class. Earlier, good old days of 80s, 90s, unfortunately, at least single teacher, two teachers.
Yes.
These days we have gone. We have reached that. For a school, definitely will have 1+1 teacher. Now, many UPSS, PSS are there where they don't have 5 or 7 minimum required teachers. But it's definitely desirable and possible, wherever it's possible.
Sir, there are any hard and fast rules between like perspectives, possibilities, and prospects? These three terms are one and same.
No. Perspective is how we look at that. Challenges, what do you face? And the prospect are what are the possibilities, opportunities. And to conclude, I just want to tell that in 1 or 2 minutes, but one last opportunity if any of the participants want to interact or otherwise your colleagues sitting here also. All right.
Okay.
I think it's high time to conclude. And there, yes, prospects means what if I do? What if I learn? What if I attempt? And in all these, the common is I. When you do, whatever the benefit, other researchers may give, may not give, but this research, actual research, by its nature, will serve your purpose, will bring you a solution. Worst of the case, if you don't end up in a solution, at least you will learn more about the problem, how it cannot be solved. Then the N will come in. You try new method, new technique, new ways, new approach. And that's again the problem. And again, implement and execute the new strategy. And then evaluate, reflect, and then go ahead with it. So does it open up opportunities for teachers? And earlier good old days, great teacher is the one who stand like this and extempore teachers. The modern teacher is not just that. The child is not looking for that. His TV already is talking. His video games are already talking. Somebody who can support where he needs the support. That's what the child is looking. So teacher has to look that in this context, what my student, my learner require. What can I do in that context? How best I can do. All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And
Thank you so much, sir. Really valuable information for scholars and teachers, special educators also, and trainee teachers also. Really very excellent explanation about accent research. And before vote of thanks, let's very straight to the
wow. It's okay. I'm one among you.
Acceptance.
Thank you so much.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Indian tradition of honoring the guest, right? Thank you so much. Thank you, Ananda.
Sir, one snack, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Come here.
Madam, आइए.
You
can join us, no problem.
Just you remove your mask. Please. Yes. 1 minute. Sure, sir.
Thank you. Sir, have a seat, sir. One little announcement for B.Ed program coordinators, program centers, and special B.Ed also. Please B.Ed program workshop schedule ఇవ్వట్లేదు ఇప్పుడే పండగకైతే ఏమీ లేదు 27th 28th 2 days ఓరియంటేషన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ లాగా పెట్టుకొని మీకు షెడ్యూల్ ఇస్తాము ఆ 2 days మీరు వర్క్షాప్ ప్రాక్టికల్స్ ఉంటాయి దాని గురించి మేము షెడ్యూల్ ఇస్తాము అదే ప్లీజ్ మీరు నోట్ చేసుకొని ఆ 2 days ఓరియంటేషన్ ఇస్తే వాళ్ళు ప్రాక్టికల్స్ చేసుకుంటారు 15 days కోసం సో అది ఒకటి ఇంకొకటి B.Ed స్పెషల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ కోఆర్డినేటర్స్ ప్లీజ్ సెండ్ అటెండెన్స్ 4th semester students attendance please send immediately examination branch వాళ్ళు అడుగుతున్నారు they are asking please send immediately thank you so much thank you coordinators all coordinators a note of thanks my request to J Aruna ji please
okay
you have
honorable dignitaries, distinguished guests, Professor Vice Chancellor sir and academic sir and registrar sir and Dean Faculty of Education and Webinar Director and Department of HOD and on behalf of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, its entire fraternity and the organizing committee. I feel immense pleasure to take this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks to our eminent Dr. Yakaya sir, Professor, NSR College of Education, Hyderabad, and who spared the time from his busy schedule to grace this webinar with his extremely relevant address on action research perspectives and possibilities and prospects. And I would specially thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor K. Sitaram Rao Garu, for his unfaltering support and confidence in us. I take this opportunity to specially express my deep regards and gratitude to Professor Ghanta Chakrapani, Sir, Director Academic, for always encouraging us and providing opportunities to organize such events. My deep sense of appreciation and thanks to all the participants with us attending the webinar with great enthusiasm and made it a successful event. My sincere gratitude also goes to the organizing committee for taking topic that really matter today's age and time. Last but surely not the least, I thank Mr. Vasant Rao sir, computer section, for all the technical support for helping us webcast and webinar. Once again, I thank you all for being with us this afternoon. Have a wonderful ahead. Thank you.
And thanks to online participants
Yes.
also. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.